is Dr. Nazempoor. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Simple Answer to Complex Question. Uh, the discussion today is going to be fascinating, as I always say that, of course. The reason I say fascinating because we did one video on 10 quick ways to improve your energy. And this is a follow-up video that is going to expand that, that way that we can improve our energy. So today we're just going to really make it so simple. We're going to focus on our own evaluation, self-evaluation of our positive energy. Of course, this is going to be a 2-episode. Today we're going to focus on good things that improve our energy, and we're going to evaluate that level of energy that we have, and of course by doing good things that we do. And of course, there's going to be another episode. We're going to focus on bad things that we do that lower our energy. And again, there's going to be a self-evaluation system that you're going to evaluate yourself. That what are the things that you're doing that is not good, which is lowering our energy on everyday life. So before we go to that system, I'm going to mention a few things that is so important. Knowledge is important. Sometimes, improving our energy, it's about knowledge. What we eat and what kind of exercise and all of the other things that we should do to feel good, feel energetic, feel dynamic. So important part of this journey is that we constantly improve our knowledge. Another important factor is that self-control. We got to exercise our self-control. A lot of time we might have a knowledge, but we are not good at controlling our impulsivity. So we really need to work on self-control and avoid impulsive thinking and action when it comes to do things that we shouldn't do, and of course make sure that we stay on the top of the things that we should do. Poor decisions. Sometimes we make poor decisions, and that's very, very important. We need to kind of avoid those poor decisions. That, for example, you go into a restaurant and you want to eat, and of course you finish your meal and you made a good choice, and of course next thing you know that the dessert time comes, and you're just gonna really be wondering that what should I eat? You don't have to eat the dessert, of course. Tasting that some kind of sweet things after the dinner might be okay, but I think we just want to make sure that we don't make any poor decision in the choices that we make. So those are the factors we need to really put into our forefront of our mind when we are talking about the lifestyle changes that we want to make. And of course, we know that we're trying to really help our body, help our even genetical system, gene in our body. Of course, when you follow a healthy, dynamic lifestyle, you're really responding to gene in a positive way. And of course, gene are going to be triggered with the bad lifestyle, and they're going to be activated if there's going to be some kind of a foundation, genetical foundation in our genetic system. So we want to make sure that we help our body, be a friend to our body, we cooperate, which is everything is about cooperation. Our whole body is based on cooperation. Every cell in our body cooperating with another cell. Every organ in our body is cooperating with another organ. So we need to also consciously, with the intention, cooperate with this whole system, and the system is going to function properly. So let's kind of start with that evaluation. I'm going to give you that system. There are going to be 25 questions or 25 elements of healthy lifestyle that I want you to, if you follow it or if you don't follow it. And then, of course, that 25 question, each question, if you answer yes, you're going to get a 4-point out of that. You're going to score 4. So, of course, if you say that you answer all 25 questions, yes, I'm following all of that, and definitely you're going to score 100, and wonderful. And of course, we're working on it. I am working on it to get to that level, and so I'm thankful that I'm really consciously working on it every day. So with that on mind, I want to add one more little point, that with a very sophisticated research that we have access to it, if you say that energy that exists on this universe is 100, highest score that we can give to energy is 100. 75% of the population on our beautiful planet Earth are really living off of 20-25% to maximum 30% of the energy. So that's the reason that we are sluggish, we're tired, we're exhausted, we're irritable, we're moody, we have anxiety, we have high stress, and because of we really are not following that lifestyle that is going to give us the higher level of energy. So I want you to kind of keep that in mind, that there is a way we can improve our energy, we can have a higher level of energy. So with that self-evaluation, you will be the judge of your own level of energy, and of course you're going to be straightforward, you're going to be honest, and you're going to answer to those 25 questions. And so of course, let's start with the question number 1. And I'm going to give you that system of evaluation after finish the 25 questions and see where are you and what score you are earning, and then it will be all good. So question number 1. I value present time. I am living at the present time, and I'm not constantly worrying about future or regretting the past. I let the answer come to me. As I always say, that I flow like a river. I do my job, I do the thing that I should do, I search and research and do my exploration, but then I'm going to be calm and collective and I let the answer come to me. I sleep 7 to 8 hours daily. I value communications in relationship of any kind, of course, I value relationship with family and friends. I value love relationship and kindness. I pay attention to my diet. Low sugar, low fat, of course, low salt, and I'm very concerned about what I eat and what I put into my body. And yes, I want to add one more thing. We're going to talk about this, it's a totally different topic, prebiotic and probiotic. And again, my diet, you might say that, has, high, good level of fiber included in that. And a protein, of course. I avoid toxic food, water, and air. So we want to make sure that we don't put any toxic food into our body. And there's a lot of them out there, as you and I will know that. So I give time to solitude and calmness. I want to really rest and lower my stress. And sometimes we need to have a downtime. Do we do that? Do we do that every day? I do meditate. And also I yoga, of course, do meditation and yoga. And of course, I connect to the source. You can call it prayer, you can call it meditation, as we said it before, but do you connect to the source? Do you connect to yourself through connecting to the source, and vice versa? So that's something that it really helps us to calm down and relax our mind and body. So I do not smoke. That's another thing. I do not drink alcohol, or I drink alcohol occasionally and moderately. Medical suggestion, as we see it through the literature, 1 glass of wine should be okay, and that's something that we need to put in our evaluation. But again, if you don't drink, would be much better. So I avoid red meat, or I'm eating red meat occasionally. So if you like to consume red meat, do it occasionally, not on a daily basis. Don't be obsessed with the red meat. But again, that's the kind of a protocol that we need to follow. I only eat organic, non-processed food. And I know sometimes it might be tough to find organic food, or price might be a little bit higher than non-organic food. But again, at least we can really be conscious that how we shop when we shop for the food, and make sure that at least definitely is not processed food, or at least lower than a consumption of processed food. I exercise daily, half an hour to 1 hour, or I exercise 4 times weekly, and that would be sufficient. And I have a very active lifestyle, so I'm kind of moving constantly. I follow a very regular self-care, cleaning and resting, and of course taking care of myself, from taking care of my skin, my body, and every little pain or ache or whatever thing that you might feel, you're just going to really look, into it and consult with the physician to make sure there's nothing, that causing further, medical condition. I intentionally help other people, and I really do that daily. I put into my intention, and it doesn't have to be something complicated, but again, we can really have that intention that I want to be helpful. When I face other people or when I talk to other people, I just want to really have that level of kindness and an expression that at least makes somebody feel good. I am aware of my toxic emotions. You know about it. Anger problem, irritation, frustration, of course, resentment, jealousy, egoistic thinking. Are you aware of that? So if you are, that's good, and you can score, give yourself 4. I am aware of my rigid, closed-minded thinking. And that's another really issue that we need to be very concerned, because a lot of us, we don't think how we think is rigid or is closed-minded or is not flexible enough. So be fair to yourself and be honest to yourself that a lot of time, a lot of us, we are thinking that whatever that we think is right, and we are not, as open. I'm aware of my past emotional wounds. We all have some level of emotional, wounds of the past, from the childhood or any other, situation that we've been involved with. So as long as you're informed of that emotional wounds, so you know that it's going to come out from your unconscious mind. Unconsciously will hit you, but again, if you're informed of it, it's not going to be as effective. And if you work on it and you be self-informed of it, definitely the effect of negative emotions or wounded emotions is going to be much, much lower and minimal. I am open to suggestions and new ideas. I am aware of my greed and obsession with the money and materialistic things. It's nothing wrong to be successful and earn money and of course accumulate wealth. That's wonderful. But again, when you are obsessed and you don't rest, you don't relax, you have a high level of anxiety and tension to have this material thing, then it becomes of course negative, and it will higher improve that level of anxiety that you don't need it. I am aware of my selfishness. Of course, that's something that we all need to work on it. We all have a little bit of selfishness. We all have a little bit of egoistic thinking, so we need to really work on that and be aware of it. If you're aware of it and if you know about it, you're not defending it, you're going to score. I always see other people's interests and benefit in any interaction that I have with them. In business interaction, in relationship, in friendship, you always, look into other people's interests and benefits. That's so important. I feel responsible for my action. I take responsibility for my behaviors and actions. So that's so important. Instead of blaming it on other people, you need to really take responsibility for it. I plan my daily activities, my future, and I'm organized and following goals consistently. And with that, section, and I want to add one more thing. I avoid victim thinking. And that's going to be one of those major things that a lot of us, we might subconsciously have the victim thinking. We want to avoid victim thinking. And when you really finish the 25 questions, and hopefully you score high on those questions, let's score it. The score is pretty simple. I'm going to kind of give you a scoring system to see what score you are having. Let's say that 25 question, each question is each question of course scores 4, and then if you score below 50, is a red flag. Of course, it's something that you got to really be careful and be concerned about it. If you score between 60 and 70, that's concerning. you got to be concerned and you got to really start planning to change your lifestyle. If your score 75 to 85 is good. It means that you've been doing something good, you're doing something wonderful, and you need to kind of follow it. But again, there is the room for improvement without a doubt. If you score 90 and 100, between 90 and 100, you're excellent. And of course, we've got to continuously work on it day by day, and I'm passionately working on that, getting that score of 90 to 100. So I'll be the example, hopefully, and definitely when we do follow this lifestyle, and hopefully we score higher, we are going to be more confident, we're going to have more energy, we're going to be more dynamic, we're going to be more proactive, and definitely we're going to feel good ourselves, and we're going to make other people feel good. And that's the intention of life, as we always say that. Feel good, make other people feel good. Thank you, and look forward to see you again.